Alex, I see Bill O'Reilly suggested the entire outcome of this election could come down to this 1 second debate.
Oh, no, there's no question about it. As John just reported, I think Hillary Clinton has a lot going for her going into the second debate. Not only is she leading in the polls, but she has a lot of experience in this sort of format, these sorts of town halls, all of her previous campaigns. Donald Trump really hasn't done this before. But I wouldn't count out Trump yet, because if he can prove on Sunday night that he has the temperament to be president of the United States, if he comes across as prepared, a lot of voters who are currently not supporting him will support him. Hillary Clinton remains very vulnerable. She has very high, most Americans think she's not trustworthy, and she's going to have trouble proving that in a debate setting. So I think Trump has an opportunity here Sunday night to turn things around. It's critical that he does it, not just for him, but for the entire party, I believe.
Chris, it's a good question about style and forum, right? What the differences between a podium and standing up without one, taking questions directly from a voter. Who does that benefit in this case, Clinton or Trump?
It's not clear. I would say probably Clinton, because she's got more experience having done it in the past. When you do a town hall format, especially one like this, you got to make an emotional connection with the voter. That empathy is something that's really key. Your tone, your style, how you stand, avoiding mistakes like Bush Sr. did in that one debate against Bill Clinton. That first, I think it was the second debate where he looked at his watch. I mean, there's the little things that can really hurt you in a town hall. I mean, Trump's problem, I think, going into this one, because he's never done it and the pressure is so big, and it really limits his ability to go on the offense and negative, because when you're standing one-on-one, it's easier to go negative. When you're in a town hall with voters sitting there, it's really hard to hit your opponent really hard.
Yeah, I would agree.
Alex,
yeah, I was just going to say, I would agree with Chris. What's interesting is that both of the candidates sort of live in a bubble, both a security bubble, but also neither one of them have lived normal middle-class lives for the last decade plus. And so whoever can best, I think, relate to the audience, connect with the voters in the room, will have a very good night and come out of the debate with new momentum.
John?
Well, I'll throw this one to you, Chris. Yeah, these debates, of course, are important, but so is turnout and the ground game. And I'm interested in your take on what's happening with voter registration right now. In Florida, they're saying they're not going to extend voter registration, but in South Carolina, they are. And this has clear implications for Democrats versus Republicans in getting new voters to turn out. Perhaps lawsuits will result. Chris, what's your take?
Well, I mean, obviously it hurts Democrats, more, because they're obviously focused on voter registration. They have an aggressive ground game. The campaign does. The DNC does. I mean, the Trump campaign, this is no secret, literally has no organization on the ground. I mean, in all the years I've been in politics, I've never seen a presidential campaign with these kind of lack of resources. But the other part to this story, and I think this is the one thing that most people don't know about, is early voting starts. You're going to have about, when you factor in all the battlegrounds, about 2 million ballots or so going out every day. So there is an advantage that's almost built into a campaign that is focused on not just getting people registered, but getting those early ballots in. And I don't know how Trump can compete on that. He's got to have momentum to win this race. And because of the last few weeks, and if he doesn't do well in that debate, I'm not sure he has that energy to get those early ballot voters in.
Alex, your take on that issue? I mean, clearly both campaigns are putting out a message that safety is the #1 priority with this storm. But that voter registration issue, Governor Rick Scott shot it down in Florida. Was that the right call?
It looks like it was the right call. I mean, there's been plenty of time for voters to register in Florida. The storm wasn't as bad as originally feared in Florida. I'm sure it's something that people will take a look at after the fact, once the storm has passed. But Chris is right. Like, voting is already underway in Florida. Absentee ballots are in the mail. Marco Rubio, whose campaign I advised, is aggressively turning out voters to make sure that they vote absentee early. And then when early voting starts in a couple of weeks, he's got a big program underway to get voters out to the polls early. He's not depending on Donald Trump to turn out his voters. He's building his own get out the vote operation. Senate candidates around the country are doing that. And in some ways that may actually benefit Donald Trump, because all these Republican campaigns are making sure that Republicans are going to go vote for Senate candidates.
Hey CNBC fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Here you're going to find videos packed with all of the information that you need to be smarter about your finances. You can subscribe by clicking right here and click on all the videos around me or the I right here to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.